Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today on Love, Life, and Relationships, we're talking about parenting and co-parenting. We have on the line, James is back with us. James, how are you today?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm amazing as always. James, we talked about marriage, and so today we're actually talking about your favorite topic, the kids.
All right.
So we're talking about parenting and co-parenting. You keep always wanting to talk about them kids. So you spoke about you having your wife having a son when you met her,
Yes.
and you raised him as if he was yours.
Correct.
I myself have kids, and they were raised with a step parent at one point in time, and their parent, and it is a difference.
It is.
So how was it different for you?
The only thing I just, but when I met her, he was 3 years old. You know, we connected pretty good on the show. And I didn't have any kids before then. So
Right.
that was like my first kid. And we just got a bond. And I just went and got him, hung out with him. And him used to go do things, go skating. I mean, he was 3. I was teaching him how to skate, taught him how to fish, swim, some everything.
So he was fairly young when you met her, so that was actually pretty good. So it wasn't like he knew anybody different. Well, my kids were actually kind of the same as well too. They were kind of young when I met my person, but they knew the difference, between their dad and my partner at the time.
He knew his dad. I mean, but when we first started, one time he brought up when he was getting ready to start kindergarten. I think that's what it was. He said something about I wasn't his dad. His dad was gonna buy him everything for his school. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna take you down there and let's see what your dad gonna do. And we went down there and I let him go in there and talk to his dad. His dad promised him in 2 weeks he'll have his school closed and stuff. And so within 2 weeks, but I had already bought everything and just had it just
Right.
in case. And we went down there and his dad didn't have nothing. And then from that day on, it always been I've been the dad. He called me daddy from then on.
So it sounds like he kind of got like a rude awakening a little bit early.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me myself, I find like it is different when you have a person with kids. If I had a significant other and they had kids, I'm gonna raise the child the same way I raise my own kids. So I wouldn't treat them any different than I would my children. But I know sometimes people are like, well, I don't want that person around my kids, and I don't want, it's like a whole big mess sometimes with the baby mama drama.
Right.
And I don't really want to deal with that.
I know that's right. I think I was blessed where all of mine was right there. I don't have no outside kids. It's just them kids.
You said
One
all of
thing
yours were blessed with what? You were blessed with what?
I was blessed with mine with one woman. All my kids is in one house.
Right, so you didn't have baby mama drama. Did you have baby father drama?
No, he ain't never interfered with anything. And then when they was talking, I don't think he was doing much. So she was raising Sam wanting that child support. And I told her don't worry about it. I'll take care. Don't even you ain't got to go through all that suing and that all that frustration in behind it.
Right.
You ain't have to deal with it. But I did give him the opportunity if he wanted him, like the weekends or whatever days he wanted, he could get him.
Right.
But he never did step up to the plate. I know he ain't never spent the night with his father.
Wow.
Never. I ain't never know. Yo, never. Since I've been with her, he never had.
Right. So did you find a difference in the way your kids acted as opposed to the son that wasn't yours?
Yeah, it's a difference, but I think the most is with him, I get more. what I can say, more respect. I mean, he called, he do more than mine.
Okay.
He really do. He called me more. He makes sure Father's Day, Christmas, birthday, he makes sure I'm taken care of.
And your other kids, your own kids, don't do as much as he does.
Yeah, they do, but they don't do as, they don't go through the extreme that he do.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we mentioned, and you talked about before, that you dated outside of your marriage and that person had children, correct?
Yeah.
So how was that experience?
Well, I didn't kind of like the way the mother would do, cause she wouldn't let the kid, we gonna do something, she gonna leave the kid with her sister or mother or somebody, and I always look at, we go, and sometimes the kids can go to, put that time in with them kids.
So she didn't want her kids around you, is what you're saying?
Yeah. No, I go to the house, the kids are there.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're going out or doing something, it'd be just me and her.
And you were trying to interact with her and the children.
Right.
So how did the kids take you, like when they found out you were dating their mother? Were they weird about it, or were they, and how old were the children?
Yeah. One was probably about 10, and one was probably about 15. And they were I had a good relationship with them. I sit down and talk to them and stuff, but we just didn't never do nothing together with them.
And that was because of the mom.
Right.
She tried to keep the kids away.
Yeah.
Well, in the mom's defense, you really don't want to bring every dude that you are, seeing or dating or sleeping with around your children. So I totally understand that, because it's like, depending upon, for one, even boys, you don't want them seeing, their mom out here being a hoe. And for girls, you don't want them out here seeing their mom being a hoe. So, that's a real thing, right? You kind of want to shield the kids from certain things. And sometimes if you're not going to be with that person, maybe it's like, or, you waiting to see if you are going to be with that person.
But I think, I used to go there and spend the night sometime. But I did have another place too. But,
right, okay.
But I would go over and spend the night, and I would go there, sometimes go by and cut the grass and stuff till I start telling that 15-year-old, he can get out there and cut that grass. I don't need to be doing that. He need, some man figure around him a little bit.
So how was his reaction to you?
He listened. Yes, sir, no, sir. He never disrespected me. And I try not to ever disrespect no kid, because they just learning. Everybody learning each other. So.
Right.
So you have to always be patient. But I never disrespected him, and he ain't never disrespect me.
Right.
One of them.
I think it's kind of hard on kids, like when their parents separate, because I can remember when I was young coming up, I didn't really like no other men around my house. Like, I love my dad, and I didn't want no other dudes around my house. And so, the parents still need to do what they have to do. And as a child, you have to stay in a child's place, as the adults say. But I think children should have a say-so and an opinion.
Yeah. I think you should more, if you're going to be in a different relationship and them kids are involved. Just like me, when I was a kid, my mother remarried, and my stepdad, I was abused as a kid, but it just cause he thought, I guess cause my mother told me I didn't, mess around, but whoever she dated, it didn't matter to me, cause my dad ain't never been there for me. We left, where we was living, and my mother moved back down south when I was 3 years old, so I didn't never remember, my dad, being there. My grandparents was there more when we moved back. I think we should let them kids, we need to include them kids. If something ain't right, we need to listen instead of, a lot of time with women, I think, I might be wrong, they get so into that man, they not listening to the kids, what these kids telling them. But 90% kids is not going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, you know, what's going on. If these people, these parents, I don't like to say step parents, but if these parents not doing the right thing, the kids going to say something. So you need to pay attention. Even if you don't say nothing, pay attention. Because you don't know what's going on. That's why a lot of kids get molested. That's why you get all this child abuse and going on. And these mothers think it's okay. Everybody shouldn't be in there to raise these kids like you, like me. I raised my stepson like mine.
Right.
But I don't look at him as my stepson. I look at him as my son.
Correct. That's how I would.
I could have been one of them kids that, one of them fathers that abused that kid and didn't see what his worth was. And a lot of mothers let that happen, let these men say and everything to these kids, and they should let that time, bring that time in with it.
Right. So you said you were abused. What type of abuse did you endure at the hands of this person?
Yeah, he used to take a broom, like he tried to whoop me or something. I'd go up under the bed, and he'd take the broom handle and jug it up under there, and get me to come out and punch me like I'm a man.
And your mother saw this?
Yeah, but she had it after that. She had me where I went and moved with my grandparents.
So she sent you away, and she kept the man?
Yeah, but after a few years, the man left. So, but I didn't never go back. I didn't stay with my grandparents until I was old enough to go do what I need to do.
And see, you are correct when you say, like, a lot of women will take the man and, you know, try to throw the kids away. But that's not acceptable because those kids were there first. Those are your kids. How could you do that to your children? How could you throw your kid away?
Yeah. I don't know, but I do know as being a man that as parents, if we parents understand, you know, we got to have boundaries because a man need to help raise these kids.
Right.
And a man's supposed to be first. God say it's him, man, woman, and then kids.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say it's kids, then man, because you got to put your man still first.
Right,
He
okay.
still got to come first, but it still got to be stipulations in there for him to be first. If he a God and he trying to raise your kid with respect, I can understand. But if he in there mistreating them kids, now you don't let him do that. Now that's something you don't do.
Right. And also I think that a lot of women have to realize, like, when even for those rules, man, wife, children, that's for your husband. It's not for your boyfriend. It's not for the sneaky link. And so those people shouldn't even be around your kids, really. And even when I was growing up and I had my kids, yeah, I had, like, you know, my boyfriend or whatever, you know, whoever it was at the time around my kids. But now as I'm older and I think about it, it's like, and I did marry, you know, 2 of these people, or 3 of these people actually. But so the ones that were probably around them the most, I did marry. But at the end of the day, still, at the time it wasn't that way. And so now I'm thinking, like, you know, going forward, and I don't want to have no more kids, but, you know, if I met a person with kids, I would automatically know that I have to take the man with the kids, the same way that the men have to know that when you take the woman, you take on the children. But don't put boyfriends in husband places. That would be the thing. So when the man's coming first, the boyfriend is not coming first. I'm sorry.
And you got to look at, too, you got a lot of women out here, these men is help taking care of these kids to their best ability. And then you got these women out here still want to mess around and let this man help take care of these kids, take care of your kids. Where's the respect?
Right.
It's not an obligation. See, women think that's an obligation because he come and do that. That's a really a privilege that he's doing for you. So you should have some respect for him to say, if this man taking my kid and raising it just like he is, why would I disrespect him?
Right. That's true. Well, I've also learned that a lot of men will take care of another woman's kid better than they take care of their own children.
Mm.
And I don't understand what that's about as well, because, and I can kind of vouch for that even with myself. Like my youngest two, their father took care of my oldest two children better than he took care of his own kids. It's almost like he's been null and void and vacant in my youngest son's life. When I took my son from where I'm from to where we lived, he was 5. And so it's almost been like I raised him myself. And anytime I've been trying to get his father involved, like he's had access, he's been able to, like, I would tell him, you can come to my house. And you didn't have to, get a hotel or any of that if you didn't want to. So that I was giving him access to the kids. I didn't even have to be there. Like, you can go see your kids. And it was almost like pulling teeth, to the tune of now my son feels some type of way about him, because it's like kids see who love him, kids see who take care of him, kids see who does for them. And it's like he just, I don't know what happened to him. He was such a good father when he was raising the oldest two, but then when it came to his own two, he was kind of like an epic failure.
Yeah, but then a lot of times when it comes to that, it comes into the next relationship he went in. That woman play a big role in that.
Right, she's a bum.
You don't, yeah, well, they have it fixed where they're gonna keep playing in his head in order to get peace at home. He have to. I mean, if you're gonna stay there, you're gonna have to be quiet. Like I told you with me, with the girl telling me that I couldn't do this with my kids, I wouldn't allow it to happen. But if I was, I guess, a different person and I kept listening to it, I might have went that route. I could have said, well, you know what? You're right. I'm out of this relationship. I need to just be in that one.
Yeah, well, I don't think kids are an option, though.
Yeah, but you got women in there. They want you to take care of their kid, but they don't want you to take care of your kid.
Right.
And that's where the problem come in. And then they say, well, the other man, he deadbeat dad, and he this and he's that. But you got to look at the situation he in. I mean, that's any relationship. If you get in a new relationship, if you want to make it work, some things you're going to have to just let things happen.
Well, it shouldn't be with your kids. Your kids should be always still a top priority. And so that right there is one of the things that I really had to go to God about, because I'm like, this man pays $200 a month for child support. I never really, like, it's been so weird, because again, with the oldest two, it was different. Those were not his kids. But you have your own kids and you stick to the, like, okay, I'm paying $200 worth of child support, and then if my son called for any other money, you do not realize you're paying $200. Stop playing in my face. And my kids were very expensive, and for a while even the child support office called me and they're like, why are you not getting us to make him pay child support? They ended up having me come back in order to modify his child support a long time ago, just because of the fact that he wasn't paying and I wasn't pushing it. And so I told the lady, I said, my kids are well taken care of. Yeah, but he needs to pay, which was true. And even now, like, to the tune of, my son just turned 18, and some months he doesn't even pay, and this man has no children to worry about. So that was one of the things I'm like, I don't know what happened to him. And regardless of what relationship, like, even if I'm not in a relationship with that person, I'm still going to take care of my kids.
I mean, you will, just like you said. Look, he came in and he helped you with yours, and it was no problem. But the next relationship wasn't you.
Right.
It's not you to keep peace at home. She said, well, you paying that $200, or when you do pay it, that should be efficient. You shouldn't have to do nothing else.
That's some weird ass shit, though. Like, come on now.
I mean, I understand it, but sometimes you have to push it. Just like my grandson, he got 2 boys, but the girl got a baby outside of when they said they had broke up, so she had a baby on the outside. And he do everything for his kids. He try to go get them. He try to He buy them all kind of outfits. They got to have a name brand shoes, name brand clothes. And this girl still want to sue him for child support. And he would do anything for anything. Her baby on the outside.
Well, I get that does happen. That definitely does happen. So we're not gonna knock that part.
Yeah, but that's where it should be. Even I feel like this. Even if the man don't pay child support, why are you gonna hold them kids where they can't see their father?
No, they should definitely be allowed to see their father.
He should see his father regardless.
Yes.
And even like with them, she might. Now he got a baby by this other girl. He broke up with her. Now she don't want him to see his kids just because he got a baby by somebody else. But she got a baby by somebody else first.
Well, I don't believe in withholding the kids, period. They should be allowed to see their father. They should be allowed to see their mother. That shouldn't have anything to do with the child support system. But even with that was one of the things that I was telling you. Like, I gave him access to be able to see the kids. I didn't have to be there, or they could come to him. I wasn't gonna pay for them to go to him now, because I already paid for a whole lot. Like, my kids, they had a very good life, and I did a whole lot for them, but it wasn't where he helped. So I do understand both sides of it, but it was like, even now, like during the time when my son is, time for him to have a car, and just a time for him to do, certain things that for his age, it's almost like I know the mom will do it, and if he don't have it, it's okay. That's not okay, because if I don't have it, it's not okay. You see what I'm saying? I still have to make a way, and that's one of the things that, like, as a single mother or a mother, like, because again, I had a person that was there, and he took very good care of my kids. Like, this man went above and beyond to take care of my kids. And so I'm thankful for him, because from the time my son was 5 and I moved away to a different state and I met this person, he made sure that my kids had everything. And so they didn't go without, but at the end of the day, their real father didn't do the thing. Like, he failed as a father, he failed as a parent, and if he doesn't think he failed, he got to go to God about it. But at the end of the day, it was a failure.
Yeah, but the thing is, well, this women tuition, all this women rights, and women live. Women need to get together and talk and say, if a guy have a kid, don't deny him from seeing his kids, or don't deny him for taking care of his kids, because you get in these relationships and people don't realize that a lot of things just stop because of what that female is saying.
That's the truth.
What she keep putting in your ear, what she keep putting in his ear.
That's true.
They're going to believe it, but if they would stop there and say, it don't matter if it's your child, you need to take care of your responsibility.
Facts.
They don't do that.
That's true.
Tell him, oh no, you need to take care of mine. She getting too much now. And he might not be giving nothing, but she's still telling me giving too much.
Right.
But you never give too much to your child.
That's a fact. One of the things I thought, even in dating, honestly, because I'm one of the people who, and I had kids, so this could be weird, I didn't really like dating guys with kids, because I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So I made the decision to say, I'm not going to do that.
That's it. And that's the way a lot of women should be. If they don't want the man to take care of his kids, they shouldn't date a man that have kids.
That's true. And one of my rules was,
men do that ain't right.
That's not right. You're right. And one of the things was, like, guys cheat, and we've been talking about cheating, and women cheating and men cheating or whatever. And that's definitely a deal breaker for me. You ever cheat on me and have a baby on me, I'm not gonna be with you. I can't. Because you now.
What if you did it? What if you went out there and cheated and you had a baby? What would you?
I wouldn't want them to be with me. Because to me, I feel like, one, you're going to mistreat the child. Two, it's a constant reminder that you cheated on me, bitch. So no.
It happens. I mean, it happens both ways.
It does, and in both ways I would leave. In both ways I would leave.
Yeah.
I would have to. And I tried it one time. And it wasn't even that the person cheated on me. It was just that the person was having a baby, and I just didn't like it, because it was like, they gotta go see the baby, they gotta go do this, they gotta go.